Hello everybody, this is Bobby Mills for theindependent.com for another Endzone online show. Today we're in God's country right here in Fullerton in the weight room with head coach Brandon Siegel. Dude, thanks for having us up, man.
Thanks for coming up.
I always love coming here, man. You'd think I was born here, but anyway, I love it. So, second year at Fullerton, is that correct?
Yep, second year here at Fullerton.
And you came from here, where were you prior?
Well,
right out of college.
Right.
That's
well,
how young you look.
yeah, I appreciate you saying that. You know, football takes years off your life, but I'm immediately coming from Niobrara, where I was a head coach up there for a year, and before that, I was head football coach down in Superior for 5 years.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We had talked about that. Was Vertigreen with you out there at Niobrara?
Yep, it was Niobrara Vertigreen.
Okay, yeah. You know, and that's another smaller deal, you know, but Superior, we talked before, back and forth with, didn't know what class you were going to be. There was always a question of 8-man, you know.
Right. And
maybe back when you...
Well, we played a couple years of 8-man when we were down there as well.
Yep. Unheard of back then, but Fullerton used to be Class B, so...
Yep.
Whatever, but times are a-changing.
Absolutely.
So where did you play high school football? You went to UNK, is that correct?
I went to UNK. I'm originally from Litchfield.
Oh, okay.
I played for Litchfield at the time.
Come on, Siegel.
I know, it's, you know, and back then, it makes me sound 1,000 years old, but it was just Litchfield. They weren't consolidated yet. Dan Bowling was the head football coach, so he's at Ravenna now, but he was our head coach. I actually played freshman, sophomore year, we were 6-man. And then,
that's right.
Yeah, they had some really good 6-man teams back in the day. And then we moved up to 8-man for my junior and senior year.
That's pretty interesting, though.
Oh, yeah.
Not many people that do that. There's a few that, just a handful that have said they could play 6, 8, and 11-man in high school. Mm-hmm. There's a couple kids I had that were 1,000-yarder at all three.
All three.
One kid. Yeah. Well, that's great. And did you play football at UNK or not?
I did not. No, I was strictly a student. Yeah. That's
a tough gig, man.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And that's what I tell the kids. You know, if they're interested, it's more of a job than at the high school level.
Yeah.
You just got to be committed.
It's a tough gig because you got to take so many hours and then do that. And of course, football seems full time, I'm sure, to a lot of coaches anyway.
Absolutely.
So, I should know this, but I look and then I don't look from year to year. Who's on your coaching staff this year?
Well, I inherited 2 coaches when I took the job here.
Okay, and they're good ones.
I tell you what, I'm a lucky guy. We have Eric Frenzen, who's our defensive coordinator, and Jeremy Witovic, who helps me with the offensive side of the ball, and he does a lot of special teams.
Boy.
Gosh, just great guys. I mean, not only are they knowledgeable about football, but passionate about helping kids and being, you know, born and raised in Fullerton. They care a lot about the community too. Just an awesome bunch of guys.
You know, in a town this size, when you come to the games, and those assistant coaches might nod, but they don't talk to you. It's game day, man.
Right.
So you know that they're into it, and I love to see that. And those 2 are definitely top notch. Man.
Absolutely, they're intense, and you know, probably they're just great individuals in general. They lead lives that are great examples for the kids. Yeah. You know, we're wanting to raise boys into being young men, and they definitely help in that process. Frenzen
and Witovic bloodlines are thick around here, and really rich too. So, boy, you have a young team, and I didn't realize, you know, when the seniors departed last year, how young this team would be, because I didn't know what you had below the freshman level. Man, those kids seem to mature quickly, and I didn't. You probably knew it. I don't know. Well, I was expecting a tough year.
Absolutely, and you know, don't get me wrong. We've taken some lumps along the way. You know, some things don't look as crisp as you'd like to as a coach, but you know, as young as we are, going into this season and kind of exiting summer camps and all that good stuff, we were very happy with the product that we were going to be able to have this year.
Good.
You know, we know the perception is, you know, with youth comes a lot of, you know, lumps maybe, but we were very happy with where the kids were at to start off the season.
And this place was freaked with it
all summer.
Absolutely,
that's a big part of it all. You know, it's year 2 of running the same system and understanding things a little bit further in detail, because we do the same thing at the junior high level.
Smart.
Same systems
Yep.
being run at the junior high level. So the freshmen coming in, they already know what's going on.
Yeah.
We get a little bit deeper into things, but they already understand what's going on. And then the commitment to the weight room. Our kids, we pride ourselves in that senior-led conditioning week, or that conditioning week that's right at the beginning of August. That's more of just a symbolism than anything else.
Sure.
By that point, we're in shape, we're ready to go.
I bet. And the thing that surprised me when I saw you guys play Central Valley was the Dubois kid at quarterback. But I like Brady Cook, but there's one senior on the team, is that correct?
One senior, absolutely.
And they looked like they were seasoned. So were your junior high teams good last year?
Yes, they were. Yes,
That's
they
what
were.
I looked like it.
Yeah, we have a very strong freshman class, and just very knowledgeable in the sport of football.
They were smart.
Yeah.
They just looked like they were ready to play. So,
They were. They were ready to finally hit someone besides themselves. And last year with the way everything went, you lost a couple games and you never got them back.
No.
So I think they're playing with a new appreciation of each and every game is an opportunity, and you never know if you'll get the next
I
one.
know.
So
I knew that when I was a kid, but a lot of kids don't. They don't realize it until it's too late, and then look back and say, why wasn't I more? But it's okay, But I was going to tell you, when I left last year at that last game against Nebraska Lutheran, everybody's telling me the slim playoff thing. I thought to myself, this team is going to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they're all the top team, but it's going to do them some good to go down and play Sacred Heart. Is what happened.
Absolutely, and I don't really stray away from any of those opportunities as a coach.
Nope.
We've seen a couple teams this far in the season that with Kennesaw and Osceola, just awesome teams. But how do you know where you're at as a program if you're not playing teams like that?
Yep, I know, because who knows how good Central Valley was going to be. They graduated a lot of kids. Yeah, if you're going to be the best, you got to beat the best. But
Absolutely.
That does give you a gauge where you are.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure it has.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm very proud of the way that the kids respond to that.
Yep.
You can react two different ways when you take a big loss like that. But I was exceptionally proud of how focused they were and committed to bettering themselves and taking lessons learned. Maybe they're hard lessons learned, but every week we always take a look at ourselves and what are at least two things that we can do better.
Good.
Two ways that we can make ourselves better. And we win or lose. Sometimes it's harder to focus in and after a win and
It is.
and say, okay, what can we do better at? Well, we did everything right. We won, right? But
you can find something.
absolutely, and the kids do an awesome job focusing in on that and bettering themselves each and every week.
And I can see it here. And I've asked many times, the 8-man football thing is really a roller coaster sometimes. You can have your opponent score 70 points and the next week you're right there scoring 70. I wonder how the kids handle that. I've often wondered. I didn't go through that at GICC. It was all even keeled, But man, that's got to be a roller coaster of emotions, doesn't it? Or does it?
And that's just 8-man football.
Yeah.
I mean, and when we break down film, we point that out to the kids. In a win or a loss, it really comes down to just a few plays that make a difference in the game, and it changes things exponentially.
Yep.
I mean, it really does.
People don't believe that are 11-man football people, but boy, that is true.
Well, for a score like that to happen in 11-man, a lot of things have to go right, and a lot of things have to go wrong, right? Whereas an 8-man, it can, and even more so in 6-man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know that. So is this offense new this year, or did you have this last year where, I don't think, because Brady Cook will sometimes line up at quarterback. Were you doing that last year?
Towards the end of the year, like with Nebraska Lutheran, we were starting to do some things like that.
Yeah.
But it's the same offense.
Okay.
We're just diving a little bit deeper into things. And to develop depth at different positions,
Smart.
maybe your starting running back's also your second-string quarterback.
Yep.
And a couple things that we focused in year 2 of a system and diving a little bit deeper is being able to run some more wildcat type stuff and being able to run some tempo.
Yeah.
So the tempo, both those things have helped us out a lot, being able to directly snap to Brady Cook, and he's doing awesome for us this year. But also to go tempo. We've scored off of a tempo play every single game this season. So
I bet you have, and I saw it firsthand. So tell me about it's been a tough schedule this year so far. We just talked about Kennesaw and Osceola, but I mean, the slouch of Central Valley was no slouch. You've got Riverside coming up tomorrow. This is Thursday, by the way. And it's been a tough, I mean, this is not one of the easier schedules in Class D2.
No, it's not. But like I said before, we don't shy away from that. It's great. I would rather play quality opponents and see where you're at as a team and give the kids a real visual example of what we're striving to be, rather than play maybe a lesser schedule and maybe have a false sense of where we're at as a program.
That can hurt them come playoff time. And
yeah, absolutely.
Find out the hard way. Yeah, you're on the right track there. So who's in your D2? Is it District 5 you're in, or 6 or 5?
District 6.
Whatever.
Yeah, you know, it's numbers, right? So, but anyways, we have one of those smaller districts where we have High Plains, Palmer, Nebraska, Lutheran, and Osceola, and then it's ourselves.
Is Kennesaw in there or not?
Kennesaw's not in there. Kennesaw's a non-district.
Okay.
Riverside, which is coming up tomorrow, they're a non-district.
Well, thank you, NSAA.
Yeah.
But that's good, though, really,
right.
Seriously. Riverside hasn't had an easy schedule either. So.
No, absolutely not.
So, next home, let's see, you have 3 games left,
right.
and 2 of them are right here on the Warrior side, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And this Riverside is going to be a big game. You never know about Palmer. They'll hit you.
Absolutely.
Every year they'll hit you. I don't care if they're 0-6 or 7, but. And Nebraska Lutheran, you better be, your pass defense better be.
Absolutely. Each of those teams that we play, you know, with Riverside, Palmer, and Nebraska Lutheran, there's something different on each side. And so you have to prep a little bit differently each and every week. The kids have to be prepared, but it's going to help us out in the long run.
What do you think of the playoff format? I mean, seriously, it's good, isn't it?
I love it. I love it.
It's
I tell you what.
It is good for you guys.
You know, the point of the playoffs should be to get the 2 best teams in the championship game.
It
right?
is, yeah. It
so,
is.
I mean, it's not necessarily the best team from the West and best team from the East.
Yeah.
If it's 2 West teams or it's 2 East teams, we want the 2 best teams in the championship game. I mean, there have been years where, semifinal matches are probably a little bit better contest than the championship games. So, I'm a fan of it. I like it a lot. You know, I think it's going to lead to getting those 2 best teams in Memorial Stadium.
Well, yeah, I agree 100%. Well, what about is this year the year they go to Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, and I believe we did that last year.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, we did last year as well. You know, that gives us a little bit, minus that first week.
Turnaround time is better, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, you know, it kind of keeps you in the sync of a normal type schedule.
Practice week schedule.
Absolutely. And you know, where you have a young team, you know, and that short schedule that they used to have maybe favored an experienced team that didn't need as much prep time and had more experience. I think this kind of evens out the playing field a little bit. You have just as much prep time that you're used to with a young team if you have it.
I think everything is set up right. The only worry from a media standpoint and an 8-man game lover is that if all the games are on Friday, they're going to get slighted in coverage from the bigger, you know, metro newspapers. Because I've talked to guys, well, I'm not going to go to Fullerton. I'd rather go to Bell West or Kearney, and that hurts. That kills me. But everything else will work out. You'll still get your good crowds.
Absolutely.
Everybody will be there. There's nothing like a Fullerton football game or wherever they are. I don't even think you guys thought about that, did you?
No, not at all.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, we have a great fan base. We have a great community here.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just awesome, and win, lose, or draw, home or away, they're going to be there to cheer on the Warriors.
Yeah, I don't have to say be at the game tomorrow night, but there's nothing like hearing that bell ring, and so yeah, come out and support the Warriors. Absolutely. Because you're on your way. It could be. Looks like maybe a middle of the pack if the playoff thing develops the way I'm thinking of. You never know who you're going to draw, and I bet you're the type of guy that just says, we're playing one.
Doesn't matter. Points to get in there. Once you get in there, then you can worry about that.
That's right. So, well, hey, good luck against Riverside. It's going to be one of the top games in the state. That's where I should be tomorrow night. Never know. I might be up here anyway. So, thanks for doing this, man.
I appreciate it.
I really admire your coaching skills and the 2 guys you have working with you, and I love those kids.
Awesome.
So anyway, thanks, Brandon.
Appreciate it. Go Warriors.
Brandon Siegel, absolutely. For McKenna Lamry behind the camera. Bobby Mills for Endzone Online. Love those Fullerton Warriors, and we'll catch you next time on theindependent.com.